Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope everybody had a fantastic week. I'll say a happy early Thanksgiving. I cannot believe Thanksgiving is here. Can you guys believe it? I feel like you blink your eye. I felt like we were just celebrating Halloween, and then here we are. It is Thanksgiving, and the holidays are officially here. So I have a couple of things that I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight. You're going to want to stick around to the end because I have something exciting to share with you guys about next week's live. So that's all exciting. So hopefully we can sit back, relax, we can chat tonight, and we'll kind of go from there. And first of all, I have to just really quick say, always cherry pick. Thank you so incredibly much, and happy Thanksgiving. I really do appreciate it. So happy, hi, should say hi to everybody. Hi, Fing, how are you? Hey, Stephen, how are you? Thomas, what's going on? Lee, how are you? Christopher, what's going on? My week was, I feel like every week, I feel like it's flying by because I feel like my weeks are just jam-packed personally, professionally. I have a couple things going on behind the scenes as well. Hey, pork chop from Texas, from New Jersey. So we'll kind of go through my week. The biggest thing, and I think this is just so relevant to the last even 3 days, is hey Bob, happy Thanksgiving. Is I don't know about you guys, but man, my apps are going crazy with incentives, and it really started going crazy on Sunday. Sunday, DoorDash was in peak pays. Uber had Quest all over the place. You go into your grocery delivery apps, and these past 2 days, Shipt was running $90. Hey, Josh, how are you? Shipt was running $90 for 15 shop and delivers. I think my Spark was $60 for 8 deliveries. I feel like they were calling them all over the place. And then I got an email yesterday from Uber Eats that if you completed 3 shop and deliveries today, you got, I think it was $20 or $25. And, I felt like my head was spinning because you guys know me. I really just want to go out and make money. And I'm like, how do I get all these? They all sound so good. How do you kind of decipher which ones do you do? Because I think my biggest problem is my eyes get bigger than what I can actually achieve. And that's the one thing I've learned kind of throughout the years of me doing this. You can't get every single one of these accomplished unless you're Superwoman or Superman and can, go and be, I don't know. I'm impressed if you can. Let's put it that way. And maybe it's the amount of time that I have. Hey, Robbie, what's going on? Happy Thanksgiving. Maybe it's the amount of time that I have to work these apps. But, I went into this week knowing a couple of things from working last year during this week. The closer it gets to Thanksgiving, yes, you can make tons of money on grocery delivery apps, but the closer you get, the crazier the supermarkets get, and it's not always as easy as it sounds. And that's kind of the bottom line. And I started doing some shop and delivers. Even today, I did complete the shop and deliver incentive for Uber Eats today. And the reason why I did Uber Eats is because I kept the item counts low, and I knew I can get them done probably a lot quicker than going to my Walmart or even my Target because they're 10 miles away. But man, supermarkets were getting a little nutty, and I'm like, it's going to be a really nutty day tomorrow. So I went in there knowing I can at least complete the Uber Eats. Sunday night, I knew I can complete the Quest. I'm really going after the incentives that I know that I can complete instead of kind of jumping all around as a multi-apper. And that's been kind of my success, last year, and I'm hopefully having success this year. I normally take off Tuesdays, but I'm definitely taking off Thursday because of Thanksgiving. So I wanted to get a couple of hours in there today in lieu of me not working Thursday this week. So that's kind of what my week is kind of looking at right now. But I talked to you guys about this probably about 2 months now already, and I can't believe it's here. But I think I started it in September. That every single day I put like a little bit to a side, so when it gets to the holidays, I can spend time with my family. I can take complete disconnect from, no offense, YouTube world. I can disconnect from the gig world, and I can literally be present and really enjoy the time with my family by doing so. So that's just something that I've done over the past 2 months. I know everybody's financial situation is completely different than mine, but I just know that it has helped me really completely take the day off and have family time, which is, I'm so looking forward to going and eating dinner and spending it with my family. And I hope, even if you're working, everybody just takes just even a little time for yourself and take a breather and go, okay, it's a holiday. You guys all know, or if you don't know, I come from a retail background, so I always said that, and I used to work Thanksgivings for, I can't even tell you how many years, but I always said, once I left retail, I said, I'm never working another Thanksgiving again. And that's a promise that I actually made myself and to my family. So that's kind of like my backstory. So you guys are going to have to tell me, are you guys working Thanksgiving? Are you not working Thanksgiving? Leave it in the chat right now. I'm just curious. Yeah, I had plans of starting Spark because the incentive was really good in my area, and I just thought Walmart with their deals for days and everybody trying to buy last minute Thanksgiving stuff, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. So I decided, me personally, that the Uber Eats incentive was something that I can achieve without driving the 10 miles to my Walmart and being a little less hectic. So that's the reason why I actually chose the Uber Eats one. And it's funny because speaking of, and I'm like, I was thinking as I was kind of writing my notes today, I'm like, I haven't seen anything from Grubhub, but usually Grubhub throws things last minute, and I just looked down at my phone and it's like mission starting at and it actually gives, hold on, I'm actually going to open this up because I think this is actually quite because it said the 26th, which is the day after Thanksgiving. So it looks like they actually breaking news, I think Grubhub just uploaded their missions for Black Friday. Let's check it out. So there's one for tonight, by the way, from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. 5 orders, only skipping 2, gets you $10. So FYI on that. So upcoming. So November 26th. What day is that? I'm like, what day is that? Let's see. What today's the 26th? So that is Saturday. They're already putting in a mission for Saturday. They usually don't ever go that far in hand. You deliver 9 orders without skipping more than 3, you get $18. So Grubhub has their own incentive. See, they're all doing something. Oh, Spark is on fire. That's awesome. I had 10 orders, then I turned Spark for today, and just to start. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I did turn on Spark. I actually, like I said, I had the notion today that I'm like, okay, I have a couple of hours before, I have to be home for my daughter and getting her home from school. And I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I'll do Spark. I literally turned it on and my screen like lit up like a Christmas tree. There was like literally 20 orders and it was like, and it was deals for days, but there were lots of TVs. I'm like, I'll be honest, I didn't feel like delivering TVs and if they were going to fit in my car today and I wasn't going to try to figure that out. I'm thinking if all these orders are popping up on my screen, all those drivers are going to be arriving at Walmart at the same exact time. And it's going to be like a fight for a parking space trying to get this actually loaded into. Ugh. So I decided to turn off Spark, and that's when I decided to choose the Uber Eats. I don't even know what it's called, a Quest. It just looked like it was an incentive. Did any of you guys get that in your email today? I'm just curious. I think it actually came through yesterday. Lee, I couldn't agree with you more. Despite working on Thanksgiving, I will say I actually enjoy working the holidays in retail. I'm probably kind of nutty. I hated the cleanup part of it, and that's the one thing that it's the one thing that they don't really talk about when it comes to retail. They always talk about like you're busy, you're busy, you're busy. They don't talk about the cleanup at the end of the night. That's the part that it's exhausting. There would be some times I was in my store until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just trying to get it back to a resemblance of a store for the next day, just to kind of do it all over again. But so Thomas, no Thanksgiving work for me, Kim. Good for you. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Thomas. You're saying you're working on Thanksgiving? I'm sorry, I think I wrote that wrong. He worked banker days. Oh, good for you. Pork chop, you only do Walmart Spark, and that would be a no work day from you. So I don't know if you guys saw it. So I did the community post. I was so happy, maybe because it's the retailer in me, but I was so happy, and that's the reason why I did the community post that Spark sent out to everybody saying that they are closed for Thanksgiving this year, and there will be no Spark delivery. So it's the third year in a row that Walmart is taking care of their employees, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. So hopefully the retail industry has changed their ways, hopefully for good, and we have learned that Thanksgiving should be spent, away from what we do and really sit down and enjoy and take a breather. So, Christopher, you're not working gigs, but you have to work your W-2 job. Sorry, Christopher. I feel your pain. Hey, UDM, how are you? Yeah, UDM, you're. I'm gonna plug you. I plugged you last live, so I'll plug you. I'll plug you again, man. Your song was amazing. You're so freaking talented. I say that to you personally, and I've said that to you, but you're so talented. I know the amount of work you've done to do that. So I don't have a hat, but hats off to you for creating something that was amazing that we can all relate to, and all sing along to. I think we can all sing along to it. I think it was actually pretty awesome. So you're going to go for $400 tomorrow. It's funny because I was trying to think to myself, how am I going to goal myself tomorrow? Do I still stick with my regular goal, or do I up it tomorrow just to challenge myself? I don't know, just something I was actually just thinking about. But anyway, so just going back to incentives, I know we're coming into, the last day before Thanksgiving. Like I said, I looked about an hour ago, and DoorDash hasn't dropped their peak pays yet. Uber Eats hasn't done anything except for the shop and deliver. It's in your head now, right, Steve? Oh, I hope it's not canceled for you, Dan. That would really be stinky if it's already pre-scheduled. But work, I will say this because it's worked for me. Work what you think you can accomplish and you can complete. Like I said, I saw all of those incentives and I'm like, okay, how do I complete the Spark incentive? How do I continue? And like, there's no way to really complete them all that I know of. Like I said, if you find a way, let me know because I want to talk to you and really figure out how you did it. But yeah, definitely that would be my word of advice. Like I said, I haven't seen anything come through for Friday yet. I was actually hoping, and I'm actually thinking about you, Dan, that I was thinking Black Friday, retailers, people having, companies work for their employees working for their company. So they're going to be doing a lot of catering orders for Black Friday to be nice to their associates since they're working. So it's definitely something to think about. If I remember, thank you, Steve, for posting it. Hopefully, tomorrow is going to be pretty fantastic. The only limited part is my daughter has a half day, so that limits me in the mix of kind of all of this that's happening. So that's it. I still can't like to say like it's Thanksgiving. Okay, so I feel like my week this week was full of canceled orders. Hey, Marion, how are you? Was just a whole bunch of like canceled orders. I don't know how else to say that, but it first started. I went to an Asian restaurant and I went to go pick up the order, and she's like, "A girl picked it up like an hour ago. You're like the fifth driver." I feel like that's like the line every single restaurant uses. You're like the fifth driver to come, and sometimes it's not the case. That could be like the second driver. But so I get on the phone with support, and the script drives me crazy. I feel like sometimes feel like you want to scream through the phone and just say, just act human, just for once, just talk like a normal human being instead of reading off of a script. But I got the script. She called the store, whatever. The customer still had not received their order. And I know this because the customer was texting me saying that I can't tell you how many drivers I've gone through. You're like the first person that's actually been there longer than like 5 minutes. Can you help me? So I was on the phone with support, and support said, hey, the restaurant's remaking your order. It's going to take like 10 more minutes, so hang tight and we'll get your order. I said, okay. So I waited the 10 minutes, and I know this restaurant. They know me by name, and I said, hey, is my order ready yet? And she goes, oh, we never got the reorder from DoorDash, so we're not making it. I'm like, great. So I got back on the phone with support, and I was communicating with customer the entire time, and DoorDash canceled the order. So I feel like it was just a complete waste of time that I could have been moving on to another order. So I feel like that was the most frustrating part, that they just couldn't solve it. And I felt even worse for the customer who never never received the order. And right before they were going to cancel my order, I actually quickly texted the customer saying, I am so sorry, but they're probably canceling the order on my end. Best wishes. Happy Thanksgiving. Good luck. And she's like, no. So I don't know what happened with that poor customer, but she was not happy that she was not getting her food when I was talking to her. And then I had buffalo. I feel like I had two back-to-back Buffalo Wild Wing mishaps. One was a mix-up at Buffalo Wild Wings where they said another driver picked it up, and then DoorDash called Buffalo Wild Wings, and they're like, oh, yeah, it's still here. We made our bad. So I wasted time by calling support, and they had it there the entire time. So good old Buffalo Wild Wings. So I feel like it was like, I don't know whether it's like it was a holiday. I don't know what was going on, but I feel like it was order after order. And then the one I actually canceled myself is I went into Buffalo Wild Wings. It was a stacked order. It wasn't that bad of a stacked order too. And I was willing to, probably wait for it. And I walked in and like, well, the first one's here you go. And then they're like, oh yeah, the second one, it's going to be like 30 minutes. I'm like, cancel. And you guys know me. I do not like to cancel for a lot of reasons, but I hardly ever cancel. But I'm like, I am not waiting 30 minutes. And having this first customer wait 30 minutes while their food, even though it's in a hot bag, there's only a certain amount of minutes that a hot bag can also keep food warm. So for the sake of the first customer and the sake of the second customer, I actually ended up canceling. Thomas, I know for a fact, because I talked to Boston Market, they turned off their catering as well because they're only fulfilling customer orders tomorrow. And they also turned off DoorDash completely. So if you guys have a Boston Market around you, you're probably not going to get any Boston Market orders tomorrow because they already turned off DoorDash already. So there might not be catering orders tomorrow. And like I said, I just don't know whether what Friday will bring. Hopefully it might bring something for people who are actually working. How much less did you make? What how much less did I make? What less did I make? Clarify that, UDM. Did I say something? I feel like I missed. Like, did I say something and I missed it? I probably did, didn't I? Sorry. I completely lost that thought. But once again, guys, this is just my area only for Boston Market. Like I said, I feel like they really know me by name by now. They see me walk in and they're like, Kim, I think the one associate is actually a subscriber here, just because I'm in there so often. But that's how I'm telling you, make friends with your merchants, makes friends. Oh, you said a lot of your orders got canceled. Oh yeah, sorry. Blonde moment for half a second. You got canceled. So that's how much less money did you make? I still made my goal. It was just more annoying that they're just like every time I feel like you're canceling because it's like the mishap of a restaurant, or sometimes the customer and support takes forever in a day and they tell you one thing and it turns and it's just like, I feel like it's a waste of time. And, I would assume that in a 30-minute time, I could have completed another order, which could have been potentially, $10 to $20. So, when you're talking about losing money, it could be that, but I like to say I made up for it just because I made my day on all days. So it didn't set me back too much, but it just, like I said, it could just be really frustrating when you could be moving on and really going after more money, and I feel like they're holding you back just because. Not only that, I'll go on a support rant for half a second. Is sometimes they said, hold on, I'm going to put you on a small pause. I think I can get this script right. I'm going to put you on a small pause for 1 to 2 minutes while I call the restaurant to ensure that your order was there, picked up. I'll be back. Did I say that right? I feel like that script was pretty good. And then, you wait 1 to 2 minutes and they said, okay, that it's canceled. And then you're like, oh, okay, great. And they're like, hold on, 1 or 2 more minutes so we can call the customer to cancel. I'm like, why can't you cancel with the customer after you hang up the phone with me? I think that's my point. Like, why do you have to keep us on the phone when we can be doing other things? Yeah. Yes, I did hear about the Turkey Day strike. It's Hannibal did something on it. I believe his video came out today on it. But yes, it is. I don't even know the dates, to be completely honest with you. I know it's this upcoming weekend, but I don't know the exact dates. Thank you, Marion. I miss my friends too. It was amazing talking to these two gentlemen and Hannibal. I don't know where Hannibal is here tonight, but with Hannibal as well. It was always good conversation. It still is good conversation when we catch up and have some fun. But yeah, UDM. Hold on for 1 moment. I'm going to actually text this to you. So can I text this to you? Hold on for 1 second, UDM. Okay, bear with me. UDM, I'm going to get it to you. I'm going to text it to you. Okay, UDM, I just texted it to you. Hey, Cheyenne, how are you? Hey, Monique. So canceled orders. Like, I feel like like I said, it was just, I felt like I was going through a string of them for like literally 3 days in a row. And it was just a little on the frustrating side. Like, I feel like it's something we can all relate to when it does happen. So, yeah. So with that also, I had some triple stacks going on Sunday. Man, Uber Eats was on fire. I don't know how else to say it, except Uber Eats on Sunday for me was on fire. I've had triple stacks before in my area, and they've been really easy to complete. They've really have streamlined it, at least in my area. You have to know, this is the key, you have to know your restaurants, and you have to know that they are ready restaurants. You have to know that they're good to go. Like, you have to be really particular about these triple stacks. That's like my stipulation with them. But for an hour, they can really generate some good money. So the first one I did on Sunday generated, it was supposed to be $33, and then there were hidden tips in there, and it ended up being $40. And I'm like, oh, that was a good order. So then I literally ended the third one. I mean, the last one of the triple stacked, and all of a sudden it came back again. And I'm like, I've never seen 2 triple stacks back to back. And that one too was $33. And then it ended up being, I think it was like $41. So less than one. The one triple stack took me 40 minutes to complete, and the other one took me an hour to complete. So for an hour and 40 minutes, it ended up being, I think, like $82 altogether. So Uber Eats can keep coming, have them come my way, especially if they can do it, because I was actually it was really awesome. Hey, my friend, how are you? Hold on, I have to get my
Hey.
headphones on. I forgot. I'm
Hey.
like, I was by myself, and I'm like, I don't need headphones tonight if I'm by myself.
Hey. How you doing?
I'm good. I like your new background.
You like the new background? I, well, Kim, I wasn't even ready. How you doing? Kindness
And
is always free, y'all.
oh, sorry,
Kindness is
wrong way.
always free.
I
You know what? I meant to text you and tell you I was digging that. I was like, oh man, I want one of those.
So I have to give, and I don't think he's here tonight, but I have to give complete shout out again to Mr. Gary Middleton Technologies for
Mm,
sending this to me. He hated my lights previously,
mhm.
so he said, I'm sending you something. He made fun of me every
Wow.
week.
So he
so
okay.
so he said, take down the lights, and this is what I'm sending you instead. So completely amazing and humbled and grateful for him sending this to me. It's pretty awesome.
Well, at least he gave something to replace it with versus just saying I don't like your lights.
Oh no, he said that for like 8 weeks straight.
Oh wow. Gary's my guy, man. Gary's my guy. But how you been, Kim?
I am good.
It's been a while since I spoke with you. I mean, yeah, I did reach out to you about the song, but it's
Yeah.
been a while since I spoke with you and just catching up. Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's good. Like I said, it's just a great, like, I feel like it's just like crazy. It's the holidays, right? So I feel
Yeah.
like it's crazy. It's hectic. I feel like they throw a lot of these gig apps, like, throw a lot of things at you all at one
Mm,
time. And like, you have to, like, this is what I was talking about. Like, you really have to decipher what you
mm,
can accomplish versus trying to do like a little bit of everything and accomplishing absolutely nothing. So, that was kind of what I've been taking away this week and what I've learned from like last year at this time. Like, you can't do
mm.
it all. Focus on one thing and try to do the one thing to make you money during this holiday season.
That's 100. I mean, Uber already let me know. I think like since Saturday that the next 3 days is gonna be quests. So they're like, yeah,
Oh wow.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there's gonna be
Wow.
quests, and I think it's gonna be like $8 for every 4 deliveries. I guess like $2
Wow.
every delivery or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten anything from DoorDash yet. They just keep on talking about peak pay. I got this notification. Matter of fact, I got this notification earlier, but I didn't random join and heard my name. um, but I got this random notification from DoorDash maybe about 5 minutes ago saying earn more money, and then I was like, whatever. And I haven't read it yet, so I'm like, okay, we'll see what that's about.
I have to say, Uber Eats, like this past weekend, has like made a complete comeback. I feel like Uber Eats
Mm,
has like, it goes and it comes back and it goes and comes back, and it's been like on fire. And I feel like it kind of goes with the promos that goes out to the customers. So as soon as like the
hmm
customer receives promos, I get really good stuff with Uber. And the minute they don't do any promos with customers, like Uber goes down. But I had a Quest over the weekend that was fantastic. I haven't seen anything about Quest yet for Uber Eats for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I'm sure they'll
hmm
do something. They do something in my area every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's usually 3 orders for $5, and you can do it twice. So I don't know whether it'll be more than that, but they did do the 3 shop and delivers today for 20, still either 20 or $25. That I did do.
What about Grubhub? Did Grubhub give you any like missions or anything?
I was just saying, it just came across my phone that on the 26th, which is Saturday, nothing for Friday, but for Saturday, it was 9 orders. You can only skip 3, gets you $18. To me, I felt like that wasn't like
What?
fantastic. I know.
A
I'm
few.
like, why
What
would you
was
do that?
Sunday? on Sunday, Grubhub sent me a mission. It's funny that they did this, right? They sent it 1 hour before it ended. And I was in a whole different area. I'm like, oh, Grubhub, this sucks. But they said um $25, $25 extra for 5 deliveries, and you can skip 2. I'm like,
Wow.
$25 extra for 5 deliveries, and I can skip 2. But they sent it to me an hour. Man, listen, I was so mad because I was over there trying to knock out a catering order, and I got that notification. I was like, oh man, I could have been over there. I should have went over there to try to see what I could find.
Oh, I'll be honest. Right now I'm jealous of Deliver That and there's another one. But anyway, they're still not available in my area. I was actually thinking about signing up for Josh's area because he sometimes gets orders that come to my area just to see if they actually bring orders my way.
Yeah, I mean, Josh's area is freaking popping.
I know.
Like I with catering order. Oh my gosh! And it's like the orders he gets on Deliver That, I don't get them at all. It's like he gets the 100% tippers, and he was, I don't know if you recall, but he had an order where the tip was $600.
What?
Yeah, and that was on Deliver That. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah,
I'm
but
so jealous.
he really gets those. But you get those catering orders. Or you still a top dasher?
Yes.
Uh, yeah. Sorry, I've been behind with trying to keep up with
Okay.
videos because holiday season and everything. My wife already letting me know, with everything that's going on, that hey, I wanna do this, I want to do that, and she's already talking to me about some big event she want to do next year, and then her birthday is coming up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I just got done with my daughter's birthday,
Aw.
October 30th.
17? 18.
So she's
18?
18. I
Oh,
just got
she's an
done with her
adult.
birthday, right? I just got done with her birthday. Then we got an event. We had a few things going on this month so far, and then we have Thanksgiving. Then our anniversary is on the 30th.
Oh, happy
Then,
anniversary.
well, not yet, right? She might kick me out. I'm just kidding, right? But and then early December is my father-in-law's birthday. Then my mother's birthday is December 23rd. Then Christmas. Then my wife's birthday is January 3rd. I got a lot going on.
Start saving those pennies.
I got a lot going on this half of the year.
Yeah, but it's the hustle. I feel like it's the hustle and bustle, and you
Yeah.
add those things on, and you're like, that's my thing right now. Not that I have a lot, but I have, Thanksgiving. My husband's birthday is in December, and then you have Christmas, and then you have New Year's. And then my daughter's birthday is in February, and there's so many moving parts, a lot to behind the scenes, along with in front of the scenes, and I feel like I've perfected I'm going out for this so many hours, I'm coming back doing work, going out, coming back, going out. Like I feel like I'm ping ponging. It's working somehow, but I guess that's kind of the beauty of what we do. Like I can go in, go out. Like I can go out for 2 hours, come back and work for whatever I need to do. And the flexibility, I think, is right now what's working for me in my area and my life, and I kind of wouldn't have it any other way at this point.
Now I gotta ask you. I may have missed the answer to. I think you asked this question about working on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Are you working on Thanksgiving?
No, completely taking off.
What if they send you a catering order?
I'm still taking off. I promise. So I said this, and you might have missed it. So when I was in retail, I always worked Thanksgiving because kindness is always free, right? So I always allowed my managers to take off, and I usually worked it and I sacrificed it so a lot of my managers could take off and be with their families. So once I started doing this and I completely got out of retail, I said I was never working at Thanksgiving as long as I can. So it was
Now,
a promise I made myself.
so I told Mrs. UDM, I said, hey, listen, I'm not working Thanksgiving except like if they send me like a catering order that's like I need to get up and go get this, then I'm gonna just be like, babe, I'm gonna be gone by an hour. I'm coming back, but yeah, over the years, Thanksgiving, I want to say Thanksgiving has been a hit or a miss for me. I don't want to. I don't think I worked Thanksgiving for the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
But before that, I attempted to work Thanksgiving, and it was like a hit or a miss. And it's like if you did not have catering as an option, it's like you might get little tiny offers, but it's like everybody's going for the big orders. And
Yeah.
it's like they pay really well, or the food that the customers are ordering is just a lot of food versus the tiny little single orders.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why it was a hit or miss for me in my area. But
Yeah.
have you ever worked Thanksgiving?
Not on the food delivery, no. I turned it on last Thanksgiving just to see what orders, if it would be worth it, because I think in my area they're running a $5 peak pay almost all day last year for
Mm,
DoorDash. And I'm like, okay, let me see if it's worth me even thinking or contemplating it. And I went 2 hours without any order coming in. So I'm like, okay, that was a good decision. But that was also before I had catering and large
mhm.
order on DoorDash. But no, this is like the first real Thanksgiving that my entire family is getting together in like 3 years. So I'm really looking forward to having my family all under one roof finally for
Yeah,
this holiday. So no, I've never worked. Well, I should say, since I left retail, I've never worked food delivery yet.
I got you. Well, I mean, it's not my intention to work Thanksgiving, but I mean, come on, Kim. I just said I got 2 orders pre-scheduled for tomorrow. If they send me something like that on Thanksgiving Day, I'll be like, am I really gonna say no to $300 that I
Oh,
can knock out in maybe 2 hours?
no, that would be your decision to make.
I'm just saying. So I'm just saying. Like, I guess I'm gonna ask the chat here. All right, even if you don't work Thanksgiving, chat, if you got a pre-scheduled order, catering order on DoorDash or any other platform that's out there, and they said, "Hey, $300, and it's only gonna take you maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours from pickup to drop off, and then you go back home and eat your turkey and your ham and everything." Would you be willing to have an argument after you done it?
Ask for forgiveness later.
You ask for, would you go get your money, or would you say, nah, I'm not sacrificing that. I'm gonna stay right here and I'm gonna eat this turkey? What would you do?
I feel like that's divorce court waiting to happen.
Oh my God. Hey, but Mrs. UDM, she already told me. She said, listen, I know how you roll. All right. But as long as you can go out there, but you can't be out there all day, pretty much. Like she's meeting me. I'm not even gonna say halfway. She's meeting me like, 85% of the way. It's she'll give me that little 15% and say, all right, listen. She's gonna lay out all the rules. Like, listen, when the street lights come on, you better be in this house. I know I won't hear the end of it if I go and I work the entire day and stuff. Like, nah, not happening.
I'm gonna say if it was maybe like 6 a.m. early, I might get away with it just because it would be before my daughter woke up. But she's 5. It's all a new fun experience. Like I feel like I'm living a new life through the eyes of a kid again. Like, and that's kind of the fun part about for me Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I don't know, it's to me it's fun. So I always have like we're starting traditions with her. So I think it's important sometimes for it to come through that way. But
I'm sorry for the laughing while you were
no, it's
talking. I
okay.
was listening, but I just saw Thomas Mathis's comment at 8:44. No way, UD. I'm sorry. I want to stay married.
Let me find it.
Hey, oh, oh, but yeah. But even Robert Robinson is saying that since my wife has to work Thanksgiving, I'm going out, so I'm not bored. What about a situation like that though?
um, you know, go out, make your money. If that's, everybody has their own different
Different
situation.
situations, right?
So
Yep.
whatever, I'll always say, whatever works for you. If you want to work Thanksgiving, work Thanksgiving. If you don't. Um, if I'll say this, is this Thanksgiving, and that's another kind of pledge I made to myself. I'm
Mhm.
disconnecting from everything, like disconnecting from YouTube world, disconnecting from gig work. Like it's literally a day about family for me. But that's just kind of the way that I I choose. So, and what works best for me, do what works best for you. Enjoy the day if you're taking the day off, and if you're going out, make that money. Like make that money and go make some big bucks that day if it's out there.
Yeah. As you mentioned about like taking time off and all that, I said a few months ago on my community tab that I would be gone for the
That's
whole
right,
month
for
of this
December.
from the whole month of December from the
Are you still
first.
living up to that?
I can't
Oh.
contractually, like with the agreement I have with deliver that I can't. I'll have to do that another time. Like
But you
so
weren't you going on vacation though?
no, I was just gonna take
Oh,
a social media detox.
got it. I
I was
thought you were
just
going on
gonna
vacation.
I was just gonna I know I didn't tell anybody what I was doing between those days, but it's like I was just gonna be off of Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, everything.
Wow.
I was just gonna be off. Just turn everything off and find things to do with my kids, find things to do with my wife. Just do more with them. Even if I feel like I do a lot with them already, like we've gone out of town over I want to say the week of the 12th, the weekend of the 12th and 13th, we were out of town.
Hmm.
We were in Tampa. And I think I posted it on the community tab. There was a street. There was a street, and the way it was spelled, you got to pronounce it a certain way, and it's just I'm like, who named this street? But yeah, we were out of town, and yeah, I was supposed to take this social media detox, but yeah, I can't. So I'll be here. I'll be here throughout Christmas. Not Christmas Day though, because it's Christmas Day. My wife won't do the damage. It'll be my kids. Yeah,
Oh,
uh, my kids will probably not let me go out the door. They
no.
probably hold on to my shirt. Say no, you can't go. Thomas said you just saved my marriage.
That's what we're here to do. We're here to gig work and to save marriages all at the same time.
Yeah, but all in all, I feel like there are days we all should take a day,
Mhm.
or a week, or even a month, because as of recently, I posted something on Instagram because I was inspired to it was heavy on my heart because someone asked me how do I deal with just kind of like a lot of the social media trolls and all the trash talk and all that stuff. How do I sleep at night? Pretty much. And I'm like, well, it's not just the fact that it comes with the territory, but it's kind of like you can't let that break you. Like I feel like you get on social media, you get on YouTube, Kim, it's gonna come with the territory, but it's like whatever your reason why is has to drown all that extra noise out.
Yeah.
And it could get a little rocky at times. but you got to keep on going. So it's like I don't I forgot where I was going with this, Kim. So go ahead. Your turn.
No. No, I you do have to have some thick skin.
Mhm.
Ignore ignore a lot of stuff that comes through, but I would like to think that my positivity kind of reigns. And to your point,
Mm,
we work hard at sending positive messages a lot of the times, and
mhm.
believe in what, at least I believe in what I do. I know you believe in what you do.
Yeah.
So to me, staying on course and really, like I said, I feel like I do nothing special. I just take everybody along with me every single day that I go out and show you the good and show you what happens. And maybe somebody will learn something along the way. And I stick true to that, and I stick true to myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important in what a lot of times we do, is just staying true to you and what you believe in. And yeah,
Yeah. I mean, kindness is always free.
kindness is always free. It doesn't go away.
And you see these. I like to have conversations with people, right? I
Yeah.
am that person that, and believe it or not, Kim, as a young kid growing up, I was shy. I wouldn't talk to anybody. Like, like how my youngest son is, he reminds me of me as a kid growing up. But now, as an adult, I'm the one to start the conversation with everybody. I walk into a room, I announce my my presence is felt. I'm like, hey, how's everybody doing? Everybody good? Some people just look at me like, why are you talking to me, man?
Yeah.
But like, well, not today, right? Not today. All right, tomorrow. We'll try again. But yeah, I mean, with everything that's going on, that has gone on this year, have you I kind of brought it up, but I don't know if you want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it,
Okay.
but the strike thing.
I think we have talked. I think we did. I think we talked about this before in
Yeah, of
one
course.
of your in one of our lives together.
Yeah,
I think you have to have a lot of people in order to make an impact when it comes to something like that. And if there is a lot of, I don't even know whether a lot of people would do an impact. I think a lot of these companies have their own missions, and I think they have their
of
own
course.
way of growth and making money, that I think it takes a lot to change something that massive with a lot of these bigger companies.
But all right, so let me ask you this: what makes you think? All right, I don't want to stay on this topic so too long. I'm just asking you because as my gig sister, right? I just want to hear from your perspective, so I can I could try to understand why people are doing what they're doing, right? Just a different take. You've always given me a different take. What makes drivers feel that they can achieve some kind of result doing something like this? Is it have they achieved some kind of have they gotten some kind of result in the past? Like what makes them think like, oh, you're not gonna take orders on Turkey Day? Like what makes them do that? What makes them rally everybody up and hey, we're gonna take off Turkey Day?
Well, I would
Why?
like to think that I like to think good in people. That I really think that there are people out there who really believe in what they stand for, and I really think that they believe in causes. And this is kind of one of those situations. I just don't know whether what they're trying to do is big enough in order to make an impact. And let's face it, when I think it, honestly, I think it's too broad. It's all gig apps all together. Like, I feel like it needs to be also singled opposed to it being like all gig apps, because not all gig apps are as bad sometimes as what we're making them out to be. So I think a lot of times people really do believe in the causes that they're standing up for, and I commend their efforts and I commend their thinking. I just don't think it's ever big enough to make an impact on these companies are huge. They're $1 billion companies. If you're only getting, even, I'm making this up, 100,000 drivers to do this, it's not even on their radar. It's not even a blimp at this point. Like, they're not even going to feel the effect of something that somebody is passionate about and is trying to achieve. I know a lot of times, a lot of our stuff we're talking about is transparency. So, I think people just believe in a cause. And
I guess uh, I understand. I understand. I guess it would just be one of those things where I'll just have to shut up. Because it's like, being someone that's been in the gig space for over 5 years and hearing this over and over, it's like one of those things. Like, I'm like, well, it didn't work the first year, it didn't work the second year, it didn't work the third year. Why are you still doing this? I'm just it's like I gave up on even trying to understand it until now, because it came back up, and now I just wanted to hear it from another person's perspective. It's just preferably your perspective, because you have a way of viewing things that I'm like, oh, I never looked at it like that. So well, what you said is what I kind of expected, but I'm like, ah, yeah, I'll just leave it alone. I'll just shut up. But yeah, um, yeah.
what do you think about it? You said you're thinking differently than I am.
Well, it's more of, all right. Well, in business, right? I don't know how many people have actually ran a business and try to start it and get it going and making profits and having a staff and all that. I don't know how many people actually ran a business before, but it's like I keep going back to what I say all the time: go get your money, right? I feel like the more we focus on the company that's doing us wrong, the less we focus on us finding new ways to make more. It's like, because we're emotionally attached to said company so much that we're like in this position where now we're caught up. We can't get rest because we're pissed. And it's like, have you had a fight with your spouse? You love your spouse, right? But you had a fight with your spouse. Well, in my household, I don't like to go to bed upset, right? I'm like, listen, I don't care how you feel. You're gonna give me a hug, you're gonna give me a kiss, and we're gonna go to good night. Okay, we'll talk about it tomorrow if you want to, but I am gonna get what I normally get. Give me a hug, kiss, good night, babe, good night, and I don't want no distance. So what I'm saying is, what I'm getting to is, when you love someone, right? It's like you can't really go to bed feeling all right, like it's all great, you can't, right? So I feel, and I'm saying love because people love certain apps. So when you love this app, it's kind of like, and you feel like this app is doing you wrong, it turns into like, I can't get over the fact that you doing me wrong. But I'm like, it's a business. I ain't emotionally attached to you like that, to the point where, like, oh, you doing me wrong. All right, deuces. You get my whole back. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I don't have to touch you, nothing. Like, I'm good. And I'm just trying to understand why drivers are so emotionally attached to the point where they feel like, oh man, we gotta go on strike. And I commend them for wanting to fight, but at the same time, it's like, that's all I got. Like, no words, right? I,
yeah,
I I have no words because I'm not emotionally attached. I don't love the company. I love the money I make from the
yeah,
company, and that's it. If it's not giving me what I need, I move on.
yeah.
And that's just my take on it. I hope I hope I broke that down
No, you
easy
did,
enough
because
for
it,
everyone to
if you think
understand.
about it, also from the W-2 world, a company rolls out a new program. You might not always
Yeah,
love the new program that the company rolls out with, but you work for the company, so you have to make it work with whatever you're doing for the company. I feel like it's kind
yeah.
of the same thing, but oh, sorry, just got up. Cheyenne, very good point. You can't control the company. You have to focus on what you can control. I couldn't have said it any better.
I just feel like if, like, okay, I got a video. I got a video that's going to probably be released tomorrow morning. Okay. Sorry for the shameless plug,
It's okay. Plug away.
Kim, but Uber, Uber is basically a rant, but the payout, I don't want to give too much information, but the payout on it, that made me feel some type of way. And I had to release the energy and the, oh,
Sorry, it's my. I have an alarm in the house that goes off at 9 o'clock every night.
I'm like, what
Sorry,
was that? I gotta go.
sorry. Usually I'm off by 9 o'clock. It's all good.
Oh, so I'm holding you up. I'm sorry.
It's all
Okay.
good.
Well, all right. Well, I guess the vid.
Sorry, go
All right. So
ahead.
the video is just basically me going off because of the payout that I received on an order, and I'm just like, I can't believe this. It's kind of funny and it's kind of serious at the same time. But I'm like, oh my gosh, look what it's come to. Uh, it's basically an order for 59 cents, Kim.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? Yeah. So I'm gonna
Was
leave
it a
that there.
catering? Was it a? And I'm probably going to spoil it if I ask you this. Was it a catering order?
I'll tell you after we get off.
Okay.
But I'm like, what? So, it's one of those situations where I'm like, if you're willing to stoop this low and pay me this low, then I can't rock with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is not what I'm here for. I signed an agreement. I got you. Yeah, our agreement does not state how much minimum I'm gonna get paid and whatnot. Right? It's all on a per order basis, per job basis. So if that's how it is, I'm not gonna get emotionally attached because I've seen how you roll. I see how you cut pay. Right? And now I see an order for 59 cents. Man, 59 cents, Kim. Just listen to that.
I'm just shaking my head. I've gotten a 50-cent tip before.
I've gotten a 1 cent tip. At least that's extra. But the pay, like, hey, listen, I need you to do a job. This job I need you to do, right? I need you
Yeah.
to drive this amount of miles, go pick it up from this location, right? And go drop it off to this customer. No problem. But I'm gonna pay you 59 cents.
Wow.
That's all I got, Kim. That's all I got. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I know your time is up. All right. It's
No, it's
9:04.
yeah, it's all good. But just one last thing
Okay.
on it that you know I feel like there, and I've said this to you before, and I've said this many times. We pick up food and we drop off food. Like
Yeah.
that's. I feel like it's not like I feel like sometimes we overcomplicate something that could be something so simple.
Mhm.
And you know, I do it because I like doing it. I do
Mhm.
it because it's making me money. I wouldn't be here if I didn't love what I do, and do it with a smile on my face every single day. And I'm also grateful at the same time that there are companies that allow us to have the flexibility to go out and make money, go make a living, part time, full time. It's kind of endless. So I'll leave it on a positive note that I think there is good out there, and I truly do love what we do, and I believe in what we do. I believe in a lot of these companies. Do I always agree with them? Absolutely not. But they're also making me money.
No, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I completely agree with what you said. Right. What frustrates me is when I decide that I'm gonna go out there and work. It's not about the dollar amount. versus the miles, right? Because I'm the one that will take an $18 going 17 miles, right? I don't mind that at all, right? Being independent means doing what what I want to do, period. Yeah, I agree, Thomas, right? What makes it frustrating though, Kim, is let's say from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., you usually make. Oh, let me ask you, how much do you usually make between those hours?
What were the
8
hours
a.m. to
again? 8
8
a.m.
a.m.
to
to
2.
2 p.m.
Early in the mornings are rough for my area, so I'll probably average 15, if I'm lucky, $20 an hour. Once 10:30 kicks in, that's when I start making $20 to $25 an hour.
So in 6 hours from 8 to 2,
I'll
you
say
will
I'll
make.
probably have like $100 by then.
All right. So where it gets frustrating is, let's say I'm used to making like $100 between those hours, right? I make $100 from 8 to 2. When that $100 turns into 50, because they're sending so many orders with less pay and the miles are still the same or even more, I'm now sitting longer
Yeah,
because a lot of these orders don't make sense. They're literally upside down. And what I'm saying is, like, say $4, $7 going 5 miles now turns into $4 going 5 miles. Then it turns into $3 going 6 miles. So it's like you don't want to take these because you're losing, right? But then at the same time, you're sitting here trying to figure out, and it's hitting you with a bunch of offers.
yeah,
It gets frustrating where you know between 8 to 2, you used to make $100, but now you're sitting so long declining orders that are just unprofitable that now all you make is about $50 or maybe a little bit more than that, but you're not hitting the amount that you used to make. And
yeah,
that amount, now you got to figure out, okay, well, for dinner rush, I might have to work a little later because I'm not hitting the goal I'm used to making, and that's the part that gets frustrating. And it could get frustrating, make me want to turn off the app completely, makes me multi app.
I was just gonna say, and that's why I multi-app.
No, but listen, it makes me want to multi app in a way to make these offers profitable. And when I say in a way, I mean that dirty multi-apping where now I'm stacking orders and I'm going in the same direction, but now I'm making this $3 going 5 miles. I'm pairing it up with a Grubhub and a DoorDash that's now gonna make this $3 going 5 miles into $15 going 5 miles or maybe six. Now I'm stacking it, and now you know, I'm doing what I gotta do to make the money I need to make to within the same amount of time. So the frustrating part of it is just more of how long I'm sitting because the pay got cut. I love doing this. I love the
Yeah,
freedom. I love all of it. But the pay got cut to the point where, yeah, it seems like a little bit, but it's not. You'll see it on the on the back end where you used to make $100, but now you're making 50. So now you got to work longer days and you lose a whole lot more time. So that's all it is for me.
yeah.
And I will just not turn on that app, man. I'll just
Me personally, I don't do dirty multi-apping, but that's just me.
mhm,
That's the way I've always operated ever.
yep.
But I think that's why I started grocery delivery apps and choosing different apps, because once something doesn't work, I'm not going to continue to go through and, okay, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. Like, what am I going to do about it to make it
Mhm,
work for me? And I think that's one of the reasons why I started with Spark and Shipped, and taking orders that I probably normally wouldn't have taken, but I've opened my eyes to the earning possibilities in kind of a lot of these different apps. So with me, it's not so much about multi-apping, it's more changing my strategy to make it work for me and still the amount of money that I need to make for myself, if that makes any sense.
So in the end, I completely understand everything you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. It's just, out of frustration, it causes us to do things that will benefit us because we are independent, especially as a full-time driver. If I don't have any catering orders for the day, but I still got to make $100 or $200, I now have to go to the apps that I would have as backups because I don't have a catering order for the day, And then the experience that day, I don't know. I'm used to pre-scheduled. I've gotten spoiled, right?
Yeah.
It's a pre-scheduled, right? From being able to have all my money set for tomorrow, today, right?
Yeah.
So since I'm used to that, it turns into now I got to turn on these apps, and I still got to make my money. What am I gonna do? Am I just gonna sit here and just make this $50 when I'm supposed to make 100, or I'm going to now turn on all these apps and make this thing happen?
Yeah.
And I'm about to make it happen. Obviously, I can't sacrifice being deactivated, so I have to be smart with my decisions, right? I don't just jump the gun because of the amount that the offer is. I need to make smart decisions, let whatever I need to let go. Don't take something I don't need to take, even if it as good as it is, or let what I have go and take the good one, whatever. So I
Yeah.
have to make these decisions because I'm kind of like backed into a corner.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? And I feel like there's drivers out here that do go through that. Yeah, you don't want a dirty multi app. You don't want to do things that might push the envelope a bit, that might get you deactivated, but you might be backed into a corner, and you have to make a decision. You have to do something about it because you have to make this money, whatever that money is. And that's where desperation is that key word, where I feel like I don't ever want to be desperate. So that's why I have so many apps. I don't ever want to be backed into
But
that
I think
corner.
I before I'm gonna wrap up in a little bit because
Oh, go. Fine,
it's
fine.
okay. But I think that's why I have so many apps now because, and we've talked about this before. Adding more apps sometimes doesn't mean more money. It means more opportunity, which in
Mhm.
turn can mean more money. But and I can't stress this enough. And sign up for as many apps as humanly possible because you never know what opportunities are out there and how much money potential there could be. So I'm going to leave on that note.
Yeah,
But I'm going to wrap up tonight. But you're more
no
than
problem.
welcome to stick around as I'm wrapping up because I have a couple of things just real quick. So right after this, they already started. So sorry, Steve, I'm running a little late. Steve and Zach Drives Fast are on Zach Drives Fast channel. They're talking about the holidays right now. So don't forget to go check them out after this live. And then everybody needs to join me next Tuesday because I have the CEO from Solo here next Tuesday. I'm so super excited to have him here, and he's going to talk about Solo and holidays, and that will be next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Think about any questions that you guys might have. I'm going to try to see whether he might be able to answer a couple of questions, but I'm really excited to have him here next Tuesday at 8 p.m. So don't forget to come back. And that's it for tonight, UDM. Thank you so much for
I
joining
did
me.
not know you had other things going on, Kim. My apologies. I like to run
No,
my mouth. I'm sorry.
it's all good. It's all good. It's just two friends talking, and that's why I love talking with you. And I do miss it. So I just, I always feel like we always have amazing conversations that can really benefit drivers out there. And I think that's why it's so super important. So thank you for being here.
No problem, Kim. So you have a great night, okay? Everybody in the
Thank
chat, have a great night. Steve, apologies. It's my fault. Okay. All right. Have a good one.
Okay, you guys. So I'm going to sign off. If you guys are driving, please stay safe and healthy. Remember, kindness is always free. I love you guys. Come back next Tuesday for the CEO of Solo, Bryce. I'm so excited to have him, and I can't wait for you guys to chat with him as well. So, guys, everybody have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Peace out.